Good morning, everybody. MG here, MGCovers. This is our first coaching video for Major League Baseball. Making this available to the public so that you can see what an actual coaching video would be like, what it's like when you become a coaching client, and the kind of content that you get. So what we're going to do today is, if you see over here on the left, these are our power rankings for today, which is August the 9th, and to the right you see the actual lines for Major League matchups. So we're going to walk you through. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen me talk about the first cut. The first cut is we're trying to find value. And what I mean by that is we're trying to find discrepancies between our lines and the sportsbook's lines that give us an edge. So you look over here, this is, you can also see this in our power rankings. Right here, Orioles, just in essence, what this means is Orioles have a 59% chance of winning. Nationals have a 46% chance of winning, and this is just statistically driven. There's no subjectivity factored into this. It's strictly stat driven, and we use a combination of OPS for pitching and OPS for hitting. You can see the Braves only have a 51% chance of winning. Phillies only have a 53% chance of winning. So we would not want to pay more than this line, and you'll see that when I start moving forward here. So let's look at the very first game, and I'll show you how to do this. Now, this over here, this is the lines over here. There's services that you can pay for to get information like this. However, being the frugal investor that I am, I love to, find resources that have this for free. So you can actually go to sportsbookreview.com. It's a free site. They basically compile all the information for all the offshore books here. So you go to sportsbookreview.com, click on betting odds, money lines. Very easy to find this. So, and what's cool about it is too, you'll see this, you get all the lines in real time. If a line changes, they'll highlight it, and very important here, it shows you where the tickets are. So we'll click on this. You can see 55% of the wagers are on New York, and you're able to follow that line movement, which is very important. We'll discuss in some detail maybe in this video and later. So first thing we want to do is we want to find value. So let's look here initially. Very first game, we have Baltimore and the Nationals. So Baltimore Orioles, our line minus 145. Actual line is plus 200. Nationals are at plus 118. And you can see here, Washington is the heavy favorite at minus 220 because obviously Strasburg is pitching. So what we would do is, we're not trying to figure out who's going to win. We're not making a wager. All we're trying to do is just establish value. So we say the Orioles have a 59% chance of winning, which converts into a minus 140 line, 145 line, and Baltimore is plus 200. So we would actually write this down. Let's see. Let's put this on sheet 4. So I would write down Orioles. Damn, I can't even spell Orioles. Let's go Baltimore. Baltimore is plus 200. We just write that down like that. So there we go. So that's all we're trying to do. We're not trying to, figure out whether we win. We just want to find games that have value, and then we'll go back and handicap another step. All right. So let's slide here. Braves Phillies. We have Braves 105, Phillies minus 115. We don't have a line for that one yet. We'll go here to New York Yankees, Tampa Bay. We have Yankees at minus 140, Tampa Bay at 120, and we can see that the Yankees are at plus 10, plus 105. So we would definitely write that one down. Let's see. So we'll type in, go here to this sheet, and we'll write in Yankees plus 110. Obviously the lines would change, but we just want a general idea of where this line is compared to our line. And next game we have Miami and the Mets. And one thing too to understand, doing this exercise daily, which I do this every single day, is that it allows you to see why lines are inflated, how much lines are inflated. And this is a good example here. So you have Jake DeGrom on the mound, right? So the public will overreact to the fact that he's starting. So they have to inflate this line to encourage people not to play the Mets so that they can get action on the Miami matchup, okay? Which those are subjective factors, whereas we're just strictly looking at the stats at the base level. So in this particular game here, we have Miami at plus 228. Obviously, there's value with the Marlins here. That doesn't mean we're going to play the Marlins. It just means that there's value. So we'll write that down as well. Marlins plus 210. So what? Oh, it's actually gone up. So plus 228. All right. All right, let's go to the next game here. We have Detroit and Pittsburgh. This is an interesting because we have Detroit minus 110, and the actual line for Detroit is minus 103. 5 dimes, it's gone up to minus 143. But just looking at it here, you would say, well, if it's minus 103, oh, there, it just switched. You guys able to see that's pretty cool. All right, so Tigers at 110, and the line is minus 143, so there's no way that we would pay minus 143 when we believe the line should only be minus 110, right? Now, had we played it a little bit earlier before this line moved, maybe that was a good play, because you look down here at Pittsburgh, the Pirates are at plus 145, and this sheet here shows that the Pirates, let's see here, let me find this game, they only have a 41% chance of winning. So before this line switched, actually Bovado is still at minus 110, but obviously it's going to move. So the Pirates only have a 41% chance of winning, and initially we could have paid minus 103 odds against the team that only had a 41% chance of winning. So probably would have written down Detroit had that line not moved. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Toronto, Boston. Let's find this line here. I think both of these are dog lines. Yeah, we have both these teams as underdogs, 115 and 135. And Blue Jays are at plus 134. Obviously, we wouldn't lay minus 145 when they have less than a 50% chance of winning. So that game would be a skip. Minnesota, KC. Actual line, Minnesota minus 163, KC plus 150. And you can look up here. We have Twins at minus 130 and Royals 105. So no value there except for maybe KC on the, playing KC there because you're getting some value there. So we will write that down. Okay, so we write down Royals. What are Royals at? I lost it. Sorry about that. Plus 150. Okay. All right, we go back here. All right, next game, Minnesota. We've done that. Cincinnati and Milwaukee. See our line. Reds minus 105, Brewers 110. So very tight matchup. You can see here we're getting a little bit of value there with Cincinnati, so we will write that down. Plus 109. Reds. Plus 109. And this was actually a really good day to show this because there's a lot of value on the board. All right, next matchup, LA and Texas. Angels 115, Rangers 120, basically a 50-50 game per our power rankings. And we look here, no way we would lay minus 112 because we'd be overpaying for that. Same deal with the Texas line. So that one's going to be a skip. Astros, Athletics. We have Astros plus 120, Athletics minus 120. Let's see, where's this game at here? Is that it? Yep. So you can see there, not much, a little bit of value on the Houston side. Oakland minus 154. Now what you can do here, you can say, okay, well, there's a 40 cents difference here, right? Which means Astros at 120, Athletics minus 120. We'll actually look at the line here. Athletics have a 54% chance of winning, Astros 45. One thing we could do is let's look at the run line. Let me take this back up here. Let's scroll down. All right. So for Oakland would be, if you played Oakland on the run line, minus 1.5 plus 131. So now we're getting, we've already established per our power rankings, Athletics. Now again, we haven't handicapped fully, but just based on this number, they actually have actually favored to win. So if they're going to win, there's a 70% chance in Major League Baseball. If you win by more than one run. So Oakland -1.5. So we would write that down as well. Okay. So we write down Oakland -1.5. Is this all going to fit in here? -1.5, and we're getting +131. There we go. All right, so we got that. All right. Now back to, let's see what game we're on here. I know we skipped around. Still no line on Atlanta. Let's look at the, whoops, let's get it back on money line here. All right, let's scroll down to San Francisco and LA. San Francisco with the upset last night. They were huge dogs. Huge dogs again today. San Francisco. I just drew a blank. Here we go. Giants 125, Dodgers -120. So these teams are fairly even per our power rankings. However, you look over here. San Francisco +247. So obviously we would write down San Francisco at +247. And of course, you know, general public and the sports book has to react to Dodgers starting Buehler, but we would still write San Francisco +147. So come over here, we write down Giants +247. All right. And I think we've covered them all. Let's see. Colorado, we missed that one. Colorado, Seattle. Colorado, we actually played them last night and won. Now the line's adjusted after they've taken the first two from Seattle. So now they're -151. Probably more realistic line, Seattle +139. You can see here Rockies are -165. Mariners 125. So this might be a game we would actually look at the run line as well, because we got a huge gap in between the two lines. So let's do that. Let's see what our money line is. It's probably going to be right at even, I would think. Maybe a little bit of a dog for Rockies. Yep, exactly. So we would write that down. Colorado -1.5 +108. We would put that one down here. Okay. Rockies. I'm just gonna put a half, and that would be +108. Okay. All right. And I think we're just about done here. Cleveland. Let's put it back on the money line here. Okay, Cleveland is -105. Here they're listed at -134. White Sox 118. They're +123, so not much value on either side to be overpaying for the Indians. So this is pretty much how I do it every single day. So we go back to this sheet here. You can see we have Baltimore +200, Yankees +110, Marlins 228, Royals 150, Reds 109, Oakland -1.5 +131, Giants 247, Rockies -1.5 +108. Now obviously we're not going to play these games, okay? And depending on what happens over here on this side, we may end up adding some teams based on the line movements here. All right. Now there's a couple other things that, since I'm here, we'll talk about. Okay, let's go over here. Yeah, is that you want to avoid, the reason this is very important, I talked about this earlier, is you want to avoid playing what we call public teams. And there's several reasons for that. When you play a public team, more times than not, you're going to be overpaying for a line, okay? Because that means if there's more people on this particular, you're not on this particular line. Like for this example, this line opened at +230. Now it's moved to 220, 221. So because the public is playing Miami, this line has went down. Now that's still good value as compared to our power rankings, but I'm saying that's what happens when the public plays a line, and it's especially true on a favorite. That line will shoot up. Okay. So you want to, and also too, the general public more times than not is wrong. So if you look at the majority of your plays, you're playing public teams. And when I say a public team, I should back this up. Generally, that's over 60%. of the wagers are on this team, and that's what this means. This has nothing to do with money. These are tickets, which means, like for Cincinnati, 58% of the tickets are on Cincinnati, only 42% of the tickets on Milwaukee. That's not money, okay? And I can show you where we'll talk about it. I did another video where you talk about reverse line movement. But so when you look at these games, one other step you could take is go through here. And again, this is early in the day. This is 9:48. These lines will have a lot of movement to them. You can come back, maybe before this game starts and see where the line is. Because if you look at majority of your wagers, you're playing public teams like 61%, 65%, 57%, 65%. You're going to lose, and you're not getting as much value as you would playing these other teams. Okay? So that's a coaching video, A to Z, and again, that's the first step, what we would do every day. And this is just give you an idea of what it's like to become a coaching client. We'll give you videos like this, and obviously there'll be a part 2 to this as well. Next, let's talk about power rankings. If you want to become a coaching client, it's very simple. So when you become a coaching client, very simple, it is $29.95 a month, and that gives you access to all of our power rankings. The power rankings you see here for Major League Baseball. We also have power rankings for NFL when the season starts. We have power rankings for NBA. We don't have power rankings for NHL, and of course all the other sports when they start back up. And we also have soccer power rankings. You get power rankings for about 12 different leagues. So that's $29.95 a month. Now with $29.95 a month on the coaching program, you also get access to all of our coaching videos. And let me show you what that is. Here, log in. So you'll get videos that are not available to the general public, that are just the only people that have access are coaching clients. Refining the process of soccer handicapping. Handicapping the unpredictable NHL. Turning a profit every day in sports betting. Why playing bad teams to cover is a bad idea. How to handicap good offensive teams in college basketball. So that's the content, type of content you get in the coaching section. And if you would like to get access to our daily picks, that is $49.95 a month. Now, the difference is with the daily picks, you get access to all of the power rankings I just showed you, and you get access to all of my plays. The plays are posted on the website, and you would also get, if you have Telegram app, I send those plays out immediately when I make them. So that's $49.95 a month. And the best value is to purchase a 1-year VIP membership. And you say, why would I purchase a year? Well, the most important thing, whether you become a client with me or any other handicapper, there's no way to turn a profit in a week, 2 weeks. The minimum you would want to have access to somebody's plays would be a full month. It's just, anything can happen today. Anything can happen in a week. Somebody can have a good week. Somebody can have a bad week. But over a long term, a good handicapper should be able to turn a profit for you. So that's why we've offered our VIP memberships, $249. That gives you access to everything for 1 year. So if you paid $49.95 a month for a full year, that would be $600. So you're saving well over 50%. What's that, like 60, 70%? So you get access to everything on the website, all plays, all power rankings for 1 year for $249. So that's it. So if you have any questions, you can shoot me an email. We're going to put this video on the site for coaching clients, but I'll leave it up for the general public for 1 day, so you guys can see the type of coaching content you get. And I hope everybody has an awesome day. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.